So, as you guys already know, it's been a couple of months since the launch of the Turing series from Nvidia, and unfortunately, it was really expensive, and even if you were willing to pay the price, it really wasn't worth it. It was expected that with the launch of lower level variants, that the situation would get much better, but the performance, specs, and price of the upcoming RTX 2060 have begun to surface, and I hate to say it, it doesn't look too good. So here's why the RTX 2060 is more than disappointing. Welcome to Hari's Hobbies. Now, first of all, let's take a look at the performance of the upcoming RTX 2060. Performance isn't even that bad, it's actually pretty good. It is not as good as the last generational gap where the GTX 1060 was able to compete with the 980. However, it is definitely a significant upgrade over the 1060. The 2060 is on level with the 1070 Ti. In some games, it is slightly slower than the GTX 1070 Ti, but in other games it is considerably faster, so this card is definitely not lacking in terms of performance. Where it is losing is in terms of price and the fact that it has ray tracing technology. First of all, ray tracing doesn't even run that well on the higher level cards like the 2070, 2080, and even 2080 Ti, which costs $1,200, so I'm not sure why Nvidia decided to include it on this GPU. According to leak, the RTX 2060 is supposed to provide over 60 frames per second with ray tracing on, at least on Battlefield 5. Now, that's actually pretty good for people who are gaming at 1080p with a 60Hz monitor. However, for everyone who has a 144Hz monitor or 120Hz monitor, or is not gaming at 1080p, this is completely useless. And with 144Hz monitors being offered for much less than $200 nowadays, the people who are jumping onto them is quite large. Overall, the ray tracing technology offered in the RTX 2060 is only useful to a select group of people, which is quickly diminishing, and by the end of the lifetime of this GPU, that population will be very small. So most RTX 2060 owners will just end up turning it off, and it is unnecessary technology that Nvidia is making us pay for. Now, don't get me wrong here, ray tracing technology is a good technology and will probably be a standard in the future. However, at this current point in time, it definitely does not need to be included in a mid-level GPU, inflating its price. And that brings me into my next point, its price. The RTX 2060 is supposed to cost $350. That's literally how much a 1070 Ti costs, so I'm pretty confused as to what this generation is supposed to offer over the last. Oh wait, it has ray tracing technology that everyone's gonna turn off, my bad. Overall, if you guys haven't caught on to the theme of this video yet, is that the RTX 2060 is fundamentally flawed. It is supposed to be a mid-level GPU, but it is not priced like one, and it has ray tracing technology, which if anything should be reserved for higher level GPUs. As a result, for the vast majority of consumers, there would be no difference in buying an RTX 2060 over the GTX 1070 Ti. They could probably even get the GTX 1070 Ti for cheaper. The point of newer generations is yes, to bring newer technology to enthusiasts, but also offer older technology to the average consumer for a much more affordable price, and that does not seem to be happening this generation. See, last generation, the GTX 1060 3GB and 6GB card were well priced at $200 and $250. And that's where this card should be placed as well, max $300, but this card is well over $300. If Nvidia didn't include ray tracing technology onto this GPU and priced it in the mid 200s, then this GPU would actually be pretty good. But by including ray tracing technology onto this GPU, Nvidia is forcing this onto us and forcing us to pay more for something that we didn't ask for or are going to use. The main purpose of a 60 series card is to offer good performance at an affordable price, and that is exactly what the RTX 2060 does not do. And that is exactly why the RTX 2060 is more than disappointing. However, fortunately, there is hope from AMD. There are several rumors suggesting that they're going to be launching a new high-level series which may even match the performance of some RTX cards, but for half the price. Because its price won't be inflated by ray tracing technology. But that's just what I think. What do you guys think? What are your thoughts on the RTX 2060, and are you going to be waiting for AMD's new series? Make sure to comment down below what you guys think. Also, if you guys like this video, then make sure to drop a like and consider subscribing if you would like to see more videos just like this one. But until then, I'm Hari, and I'll see you guys on the next one.